it's not cold, it's just damp and it makes me feel cold. Today it's probably going to rain all day. And one of my plans for the day was to do some tidying up in my rather messy lockup. Not because I've been prompted to do by people telling me that I'd find this place a bit easier to get along with if it wasn't for all the clutter everywhere. I know that all the time. It does my bloody boxing, it does. But the problem is, of course, I have quite a number of seats underneath these cardboard boxes, and oh look, right, that's where it is, Boaty. And door cards for MGFs, and obviously those wheels could be somewhere in the damp. And then I have a selection of boxes, the sort out later box. Now I'm not sure how many of these I have, but I bet it's about 7 or 8. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Just there next to the bikes is a sort out later box. It's got some spanners and a fuel rail and some bits off a Rover 75 steering thingy. And then over here, that one. This was my Nigel box. It's got Nigel's rear lamps in there and a few other bits off of Nigel, but somehow I've ended up with that in there, and that. Yeah, that doesn't belong in there, does it? So my task for the day is going to be some of this and a particular job on Gladys here. Plus to sort the bench out so it's usable, sort my tool trolley out. That will make a rather positive day indeed. Look, all that condensation up there. That can't be good, can it? Anyway, first, not to get myself too confused, I shall start the tidy up, and I'm going to give myself a little goal here. I'm going to only spend an hour and a half tidying up before I do something else. Otherwise, the whole day will have just gone, and I'll be very disappointed. So, dangly things everywhere. That's where my extension cushion. I'm going to say, actually, Top Don did actually give me possibly the best gift ever, because this has been used every single day. Well, Nigel's wing, you're a bit more lonely now because your rusty wing from the other side is now gone. Those lovely people have come all the way from Chesterfield to pick up a rusty gold wing. I knew somebody'd want one, but also dropped off some beer. And there we have it, some beer and a couple of glasses. Not the kind of glasses you'd imagine though. No, look, a couple of sunroof glasses for the Rover 25. They may come in handy. There's the first success of the day. I've managed to put away a box. Yes. Well, I'll put it in the back of a car.
No, I'm not working this.
Well, I've done lots of very good tidying up today. Look at this. One of these plastic drawers now has items in. And that simply means I will probably neglect to put them back in there. Because actually, as it goes, I need to take out Mr. Top Don. Mr. Top Don yet again. Because I'm bringing in Gladys. And the battery's still not good enough. Yep, that looks worse. That sounds so unhappy. I shall continue where I was 2 days ago with the idea of doing a buyer's guide for the MGTF. Look at this, the lovely Susie Sunshine out in the not exactly sunshine, ready for a clean up. I'm cleaning it so I can make a video of it, and that sounds so contrived. You're seeing it now, dirty and full of leaves. Yes, I'm going to make a video of it not that way. I'm showing you that I'm cleaning it so I can make this video for you to see. But in actual fact it isn't, is it? Because it will be for somebody else to see. Somebody may be searching for such a thing. Whereas most of my subscribers, or the ones that are watching this, will just watch whatever I put up, no matter how bad it is. And I thank you for that. Thank you. I've never watched an MGF before, or a TF. So I've never experienced the fear of all the water running into the vents to the top of the engine, which the engine is just there. Yes, it is, it's just under there. Engines and water, not a particularly good mix really. But then the TF seems to be all about water being in places it shouldn't be. That's that job done. Now I can go to the chippy and have myself some rather stodgy food. Stodgy to make me podgy. By the way, at 52 years old, 6'1" according to the boatie, I am just over 16 stone, which makes me officially overweight. So I could do with some advice on how I could be less overweight. There are some obvious options here, but I want to make it clear. I don't want to not drink beer. You know, if people give it to me, I want to drink it. I don't want to stop eating curries or chippy dinners. I don't want to stop eating. I love food. I spent a great deal of my early adulthood not really enjoying food, and now I really like it, so I don't want to stop that. There is the option of actually walking to work every single day. That would save me some money on petrol, which would be good. And then it means that I've also got to walk to the shop if I want to buy something. So that's probably the only thing. But has anybody got anything really clever? Mike, when you get this transit, it's going to stink of fish. Fog lamps. Driving around with your fog lamps on. Isn't that annoying? I just did it then, but only just to see what it looks like in that shop window. And now I want to punch myself quite hard in the face for doing such a thing, because it's so... They do it all the time though, don't they? You know, people who think my car looks good with its fog lamps on. So, you know, it doesn't matter whether you can see where you're going, because I'm blinding you with all the lights scattering across the puddles, as long as my car looks good. Anyway, it is Thursday, almost afternoon in fact. It's wet, it's miserable, it's boring, and even worse than that, although we've been moved into our new house for 3 weeks now, almost 3 weeks, we still have no broadband, which means that when I want to upload a video, all my data gets scoffed down, it gets consumed like a dog eating a donut. And that has meant uploading videos difficult, watching other people's videos difficult, watching a live stream much more. Gosh, what are you doing? I have a very nice friend called Joseph who came up with a solution, something that he does, which is to buy your own mobile router you can just take anywhere with you. Apparently it works out very cost effective, but I've only just found out about this, and it should be only a few days off before it's sorted out. But there are delays going on, things are going wrong. They've suddenly realised that in order to have the connection of broadband, the cable thingy, they've got to dig the road up. Yeah, they've got to dig the road up, and apparently they need permission from the council to do it, which is obviously fair enough, but I would have thought they'd know about it in the first place. Gosh, it's terrible. It is horrible. It is this way. Which way you're going, you Audi driver? It is miserable. It's not conducive to a nice day. Gosh, look at the state of that skip. It's going to be tipping out all over the place. Well, that was a long day at work. About 15 minutes, in fact. I've decided I am soaked from just being outside just for a minute now, and my fingers are freezing cold, and I can't really do any work in these conditions. So I'm going to go up to Senior Mustard's house, where I'm going to upload 2 videos that I made last night, so that you lovely people have got something to watch. This is why it's so important that my videos are liked, commented on, shared, channel subscribed to, all of these things, because I don't really want to be losing money on this forever. One day I'd like to be making some money out of it, and you fantastic people can all help with that, should you choose to, by simply watching, liking and commenting on these videos that I make, and then that gives me the impetus to carry on and make more for your viewing pleasure. If indeed you do derive some sort of pleasure out of it, and if you don't, then you're probably not watching this bit right now. As I said earlier, just simply not conducive to a good time. I'm not looking for people to feel sorry for me, but my joints, hip joints, knee joints, all these other bits, they're just not really that good with the old damn. I woke up in the night many a time feeling very, very uncomfortable because of hip pain. It's not going to get any better, and all this damp weather just makes things worse. There's nothing I can do besides moan about it, and that doesn't even help either. Makes me wonder, I wonder when moaning was first invented. Who was the person that thought, I've got a problem and a situation, if I moan about it, maybe it'll make it better? There must have been a couple of examples of moaning actually getting you what you want, for the evolutionary, effects to take place and cause moaning to become a trend that continues through generations. Because I just think all moaning does is stress people out, but maybe there's more to it. Actually it could just be your moans motivate other people to do something about it. That's the only one that makes any sense. It doesn't help. I've just found out that my favourite type of cat, or favourite markings on a cat, is actually what it really is. I thought it was a tortoiseshell. You know that type with 3 colours, black and white and ginger? That's my favourite kind of cat, my favourite style of cat. And apparently it's not a tortoiseshell, it's called something else. And I can't remember what that word is. It's a lovely Saturday, and I'm off to work to make another video and to do some work. So, this is the first of what I'm going to call the big Roundup video for the week, where all of the bits of video that I didn't use can kind of go into one place. The reason for this is that I did this last week and it seemed to be quite popular. It was unintentional. So this time I'm going to do it deliberately, and I'm going to organise it, and it's going to be really good. The actual reason for doing this particular idea is that during my working day I'm always doing things, I'm always making bits of film, and quite often these bits of film don't really go together. That particular randomness of my videos does appeal to many people, but for some it just confuses them, and I think they just go elsewhere. So I'm going to try from here on to make videos that are specifically about one particular task and not veer off too much. Not too much, I will a bit. Warm work onesie. Highly recommended.